Hello, Neca here with another figure review. Today we have got playing on your YouTube, Neca 8-bit Batman. Anyway, I've just literally finished doing the box opening for this bad boy, and I'm so eager to crack it open, but I thought I'd show you the boxes first. So, let's get into it. As you can see, we have Batman in the classic, well, the titles from the old 87 movie? A long time ago. Again, with the picture as well on the logo. Action figure, and you have kind of like an homage here for the official Neca seal of quality label, which, as you might notice, there's like some torn corners and edges in this. It's supposed to represent an old video game box style where it's been kind of worn and weathered. And this is the logo which was on, I think it was the Atari, off the top of my head, I'm not 100% on that though, but it's very, very cool. On the side, again, you've got the Neca Batman logo, and it says here, real toys. So interesting. On the back you get an interesting bio. You can read that there if you like. At the top you get Batman. At the bottom nothing. And on this side the exact same on the other side. But it does come with a windowed box that opens up. And on the front you see here a nice pixelated picture of Batman and the Joker. I know you murdered my parents. Now I would dance with the devil on a pale moonlight. If you haven't seen the movie, bit of a spoiler. If you haven't seen the movie, where have you been? And up here you have Batman with some life bars. Very, very cool. And then we have Batman in a very kind of... it's a bit of a kind of camp kind of pose. I kind of feel sorry for the poor guy. It's very kind of like almost crammed in there. In the background also, I don't know how well you can see that, there is also some like pixelated information and details. It's very, very cool. And it shows his extra hands and accessories here. So let's crack this bad boy open. Oh, just such a cool figure. Boom. Neca has really gone to town with this one. I'm a big fan of the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman movies. We won't talk about Forever or Batman and Robin. Shh, they didn't happen. And I was so tempted to even get the Neca larger scale version they did of this figure, because yeah, I'm just such a fan of that movie. Now, while I do actually like the Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale take on the Batman, I did really enjoy their movies. There's just something so iconic about this Batman. When I first saw this purple and pink kind of Batman, I was like, what are you thinking, Neca? Give us a black one. That's what the fans want. Apparently, due to some copyright laws, Neca isn't actually able to give us that version in that scale. They can do it in the large scale, but not in the small scale. I did not know that until I did a bit of research. So I'm happy to have this, and it's going to be a very simple custom job to actually get this to how I want him to look. But what do we actually think of this figure? Oh, just amazing. Now, I've literally just opened the box up and I've had a quick look at it, make sure all the joints are okay. Had a slight quality control issue on his ankle. Apart from that, everything else is fine. It's just really, I'm just blown away by this one, I'm sorry. Neca is very rapidly becoming my favourite toy manufacturer. Just going to show you the insert that actually comes with the figure. This is the part that you couldn't really see due to the plastic. It's just kind of like a bit of the digital background that you actually play in the actual level on the actual game. So it's cool that they've done that, and it continues to the top, to the sides and to the bottom. So I just thought I'd show that, as I couldn't really show you while he was in the box. Now it comes with a total of 4 hands and 2 accessories. It comes with his Batarang, his Grapnel, and like I said, the hands. The Batarang, while well sculpted, unfortunately just doesn't seem to want to fit in his hand that well, and it is very, very loose. I could probably force it, but I'm very worried of breaking it because it's very small, a bit flimsy, and I don't know. I tried doing it this way. See, just doesn't want to really go in there, so just bear that in mind. Let's have a close-up look at his accessories. So the Batarang, it's sculpted on the one side, it's very flat on the back, but on this side it's really well sculpted. It has some nice hinges in it, and actually has some really nice detail. Like I said, it is a softer plastic, and I am a bit worried about breaking it, but I'm really happy that they've included it. It's very, very cool. Now I'm pretty sure the Neca one actually collapsed, which was very, very cool. I was not expecting that at all on this one, but still a nice addition. Here's Grapnel. Again, in the larger scale one, these were two separate parts, and this actually clipped onto his belt, and this kind of went beside it, which I don't have. I watched the Sean Long's review on that, but this is also really, really cool. It's got this kind of weird like plate thing here, which I'm guessing is supposed to be on a hinge and should be in there to give him a bigger handle. And it's got some nice detail on the actual screws and that, but I don't remember seeing that in the movie. But obviously it does help him hold it, which is better. If I bring his hand back in, you can see he literally just kind of like sits there. So it's not a massively snug fit, but he holds that a lot, but then he holds the Batarang. But it's really well sculpted. Can't really say much about the paint apps as it's all like purple and black, but really, really nice and a great addition. It comes with the two fists. The sculpt on these things is phenomenal. It's got some kind of like, I don't know if they're meant to be studs or something, some nice grip on the soles of the gloves. I don't know if they're called soles actually. The inside of the glove, I don't know what it's called. And just some great texture and detail throughout, really amazing. Now these are quite difficult to change, but I'll show you that in a bit. Now the head sculpt is actually really well done, and there is actually a full Michael Keaton head underneath that, and I will show you. I think a bit of a quality control issue is mine. You see the black line there? I think it's a bit low for my one. If I do that, you can see that like, there's a line under his nose, but it should be like just to the bottom of his nose, so that's a bit annoying, and I can't seem to get his head to go further up in there, so it's a bit frustrating. But the cowl itself has some nice texture to it, some great detail, and of course it is that rubbery material. There's a nice bit of like armour plate, oh, I don't want to say armour plating, but like a ribbing kind of effect at the back of the neck. My ears a bit bent in, those iconic ears. But the sculpt on the cowl alone is amazing, and the bat symbol, again, just absolutely amazing. Comes with a cloth cape, which I'm always a fan of, although not my favourite colour. This will be getting swapped out. But the abs, very, very nice. Great detail, great sculpt. There is softer rubber to help with the articulation. So see they lift up like that. And then the bicep. Again, armour plating go throughout, really, really well done. Down to his glove. Detail is just phenomenal. Again, you can show you on the inside here that details on about in the gloves. Looks really good. The belt and the back of the figure, got armour going all the way over him. It's interesting, they've kind of like layered him, so it's like this is a hard plastic and this is hard plastic, but this part here and this part here is a soft rubber to help with his articulation. His bat bum. Kind of really wish you didn't get to see that in the movie. And then it's kind of like overly highlighted. I feel like the paint apps on this is a bit sloppy in my opinion. This just looks splotchy. It's not, that's not bad up there, but then you come down here, it's just very splotchy. Same as over here, very, very splotchy, and just kind of like bleh. Like they've barely even tried. These are quite neat and tidy, not too bad, although his feet aren't the best. Of course, with like all modern Necas, this is a soft rubber to help articulation, and the belt is attached to the say crotch piece. All in all, phenomenal sculpt. The paint apps is not the best, and yeah, it looks a bit weird having a blue face, but like I said, an easy fix. Have a look at the actual cape. It does come out a fair amount, and it does fold and collapse really, really well. That's pretty cool. That's very, very accurate to how he appears in the actual show. And it does hang quite nice. It's a nice material. It's not the best quality material though. It does look a bit, not cheap, but just a bit, you can tell it's kind of, I don't really know how to describe it, like out of focus. But it looks good hung over his back like that, or over his shoulders. It's very, very cool. Size comparison time. Okay, to the top of his head, Batman stands 6.5 inches. To the top of his horns is just under 7 inches. A few other NECA characters. I do not have any other 8-bit characters from NECA, so I do apologise. A NECA Xenomorph. Lone Ranger. Batman actually seems to be a bit more on a 6-inch scale than the 7-inch, which is unusual, because NECA normally do for the 7-inch. Robocop. They look pretty good in scale together. A T, is it 600, 800? I cannot remember. Terminator, there you go. A Berserker Predator. And a few usual suspects. A Bucky Cap. Superior Spider-Man. Spider-Girl. And Hyperion. Articulation. Now, the head, I believe, is on a ball. But the cowl is attached and it's all one piece. You can do a 180, a 360 even, but as you see I'm getting snagged on the cape here, so you need to bear that in mind. You do get a bit of rock and a bit of up and down, so actually ironically very much to how he was able to move in the movie. What's going on here? I'm going to be removing the cowl shortly to show you. Right, the shoulders are on borders, so they can go around 360 degrees. The cowl might get moved by it, but it's not really going to hinder it. They can go out that far. There's a rotation at the elbow, not my favourite joint, but I'm kind of getting used to it by now. So you can rotate that around 360 degrees. You cannot bend it backwards, only forwards. So bend from there to there. If you go back, then like that. There's a glove rotation, but it seems to be... Well, I thought it was independent, but it's not actually. So you can rotate out the glove, and then there's a ball hinge at the wrist. So you get a great range in that. He has an upper diaphragm joint here, which can go back that far, forward that far, side that far, and a bit of rotation, not much. He has a lower abdomen joint, so you can go forward that much and back that much, and a bit of rotation with that as well. You could probably force it and go full 360 as the belt is a soft rubber. T-cut hips. You can do a Spartan of that and do a split of that. Has upper thigh rotation from there to there. Single bend in the knee of that, but then you can rotate at the knee. I like most, when the further you go around the less you get, but you can do 360 degrees. I really think this character would definitely suit a double knee joint. And then he has that kind of ball peg which kind of goes into the ankle, so you can point from there to there, pivot from there to there, and you can rotate 360 degrees around. Now this panel here is attached to the foot, as you can see, and is a soft rubber, so it doesn't hinder at all. Okay, so before we unmask him, a couple of things. Let's go over my gripes. I feel his torso might be a bit too long, as this doesn't really line up with that. I think that should maybe be a bit higher. I don't know if that's just me, but that seems a bit too long. And then his arms seem a bit scrawny. And like I just said, I really think he would have definitely been benefited from a double knee joint, and I may mod mine to that, I'm not too sure. Apart from that, really loving the mould. So let's take that mask off. And a drum roll, please. I don't know if that's supposed to be a drum roll or what. Batman without his mask. Yeah, you get kind of a weird head. Like when companies put hair on figures, they kind of have to make room and something for it to grip. So he's kind of got a blockhead, and there's nothing really there at the back of the head. But the face sculpt is definitely there. It's very, very cool though. I do like the fact you can take it off. And of course the whole reason he's got his black line is to give him the dark eyes, the dark eye shadow. They kind of went a bit too far in it though. It doesn't need to be that much. I mean, in the movie he only has a bit of makeup around the actual eyes itself. Apart from that, he's got like normal. So the thing that's probably the weakest part about this is the cape. While it is a nice size, and it's not even a terrible colour, it's got this held together. I'll show you this. Come on, focus. Yes, by a single thread. If I literally put any pressure on that, I'm going to snap it. So that's annoyed me, and that would easily snap when you pose or play with this figure. So that's a bit annoying. Apart from that, it's a really nice cape. Now, also what they've done is they've actually sculpted, I don't know how to show you this, they've also sculpted detail actually on his torso. So the neck and the actual underside of the collar, like there, is sculpted. Now this is rubber, this is plastic, so this is where the two parts meet. But it's nice that they've gone to that extra little detail. This is why I love Neca. They've really put a lot of attention in their detail. Now while we're displaying and showing things, let's show you how to do the hand removal. Very simple. Unpeg, simple ball in the wrist, hole in there, grab the fist and put it on. Now you could easily use this as a fist, but while we're here, unpeg and then put it on. Firm, but fine. Just want to add that if you are going to remove in the mask, the cowl, I had to use a hairdryer to soften it, and then it was glued along here and along here. I did not know that, but it does make sense due to it being, like I said earlier, is a hair sculpt kind of design. You don't think you can just put it straight back on, but let's have a try. First of all, the cape. Probably snap this here and then trying to put it on. It's cool they kind of gone with this like sheeny kind of cape, because Batman's cape in the movie is like a leather, isn't it? Now I'm not actually going to touch the cape, I'm going to grab the figure. So I have to put up quite a bit of pressure on this. Let's see what we can do. Oh, look at that. We got it on first time. Wasn't expecting that. Okay guys, final thoughts. Would I recommend this figure? Totally yes, if you are happy either with the paint job or are a customizer or have a friend who can paint it for you. I do not like this paint job, and he's not going to be staying this way for long. I might even paint this later today. I really need to get back into my customizing. I've been out of it for such a long time. But definitely I would so recommend this figure 100%. Really, really an outstanding figure. Neca, my hat comes off to you. Again, you guys done an amazing job on this. Thank you for bringing us this. I would actually love seeing some other figures in that line, you know, from that movie. Maybe even a Catwoman and a Penguin. That'd be cool too. Or even a different version of this with his like plated armor. I'd buy that. I don't generally buy from multiple versions of figures, but I do like that armor, and it would be a very simple fix. All you've got to do is swap out this plate, and that is it. Apart from that, the armor is the exact same. So there you go, Neca is an idea for you. Anyway guys, that is my review. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I have enjoyed making it, and I'm really stoked about this figure. Again, I know I've already said I recommend this, but pick it up. It's a great figure, and it's pretty cheap. Like I said, only paying £20 from this, so great buy. Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching. Please drop me a like if you've enjoyed this review. Please add any comments you'd like to add about this figure or the custom or anything about my channel. If you'd like to contact me, please contact me via my Facebook. There is a link in the description below. And as per usual guys, thanks a lot for watching. Keep collecting, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye bye.